Hello and welcome to my channel. So before moving forward, let me introduce myself. My name is Nishit and I'm working in this IT industry since more than half of a decade. So you can follow me on LinkedIn. So this is my LinkedIn profile. So I basically work with the open source technologies like Drupal, PHP, Angular, JavaScript, jQuery, and many more. So in this video, I'd like to let you know about Drupal. So Drupal is basically a content management system. So where you can add or modify contents on the fly, and this definition doesn't limit the things about Drupal. So in Drupal, you can create any kind of websites. So it might be an e-commerce website like Flipkart, Amazon, or it can be a content website. So where you can display different articles or images. It can be a blog. So it can be a site like Flickr or any image gallery sites. So anything you can make it. But for a core developer, so you need to have some programming skills, but it doesn't require any programming skills for any site owner to create, to add different layouts, to add contents for in Drupal. But for a core Drupal developer, so you need to have some programming skills, like you should know PHP, you should know JavaScript, HTML, CSS. So these four things are the basic skills you need to have to go and learn Drupal and be a hardcore Drupal developer. So in this video, you don't need any of those skills like PHP or HTML, something like that. So you would learn only the Drupal installation, the basic configurations, and know how to play with the admin panels. So let's get started. So you can see this website drupal.org. So it's basically the Drupal community. So where this community is like a warehouse. So where you have items like modules, themes, so which you can utilize based on your requirements. You can see here, like, this community has around 39,000 modules. So these modules are like, different features, so which might comply with your requirements. So these has around 2500, more than 2500 themes, so which you can use to make, to design the front end of your site. So my first advice is to go and create an account in this drupal.org site. So I'll let you know, like, the benefits of creating an account. So the first thing is, like, if you are initially uh, trying to learn Drupal, so and want to enhance your career, so you're a beginner, then this will help you, because having an account over there impacts your resume also. You can contribute any module, so you can add your solutions to any discussions over here, so that this will be visible to the outsiders. Like, for example, if you are trying to apply for a company, so if they see that you have a Drupal account, and then they'll check your track, like how many modules you have contributed, or how many fixes have you suggested, or how many patches you have created and delivered. So that will impact your resume, and they would be recognizing your skill set, like how good are you in this technology. So moving forward, let's start by installing the basic Drupal site. So you can do it either way. So you can go to drupal.org, click on download and extend, and you have these four tabs. One is Drupal core, distribution, modules, and themes. So here, for the first step, you need to download it over here, Drupal download zip. Or else, what you can do is, like, you can download Akia Dev Desktop. So this is a software, so which you can use it for installing website on your local system. So after installing this software, so you can click it on the plus icon over here and click on new Drupal site. This will list you as this will list you the site and the basic Drupal distributions. So you can see here, this is the Drupal core. This is the Drupal core. So which you can click on install, and it will show you so you can add it like a local path, so you can change it to any other folder as well. So like for example, if I go and install it and my other drives, created a folder known as Drupal and I'll select this folder. So the all the codes, all the files which will be downloaded from this community will be stored inside this path. So I have given the site as Drupal local, and this will be the local URL, so which you can run in any browser in locally. So you need to create a new database, but if you have any existing site, then you can click on this and you can browse the SQL file. So let's get started. Click on finish. Work Drupal already exists, so you want to delete it, yes, and you can install it. So you can see like it is downloading the Drupal distribution for you through FTP, and it will go and install it in your local. So you can see like this is done. So it has imported all the files to your local system. Click on close and you have this site ready. So this is, if you click on this, so it will open the Explorer where your code is present. So you can see here like work Drupal. So you have all these files which was downloaded from the community. So now if you click on this one, Drupal local.dd, so it will open a site for you. So after clicking on that link, so it will redirect you to this page. So this page insists you to install the Drupal site in your local system. So click on standard. So what it will do is like it will install the common features which are pre-configured. So click on save and continue. So this will ask you for some basic information like the site name. Like I'll give you Drupal local, email address, anything at anything.com. Username you can give admin, password admin, so it will match it. So you can give anything, and yeah, you can check for the updates, because what it does is like the Drupal core, so they have updates frequently, like if any security update comes, so it will be available. So while your site is running, so it will prompt you in the top. So what you need to do is like you need to immediately install those updates to 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 get rid of those security issues. So now click on save and continue. So anything.ayt is not valid. So okay, my email ID is incorrect. ayt.ayt, anything, admin, click on save and continue. So you can see here like the site is getting installed. So it is installing all those modules, the pre-configured modules. So after the installation is completed, so it will throw you this page. So if you click on this new site, so it will open a basic Drupal site for you, so which is already logged in. So you are logged in as the admin, the administrator. So you can create, so this is the content tab. So let me show you one by one. So this is the content tab, this is the configuration tab, these are the modules tab. So in this content tab, so you can add content to it. So basically there are two types of content which are available. So it might be an article, and it can be a basic page. So you can add either of them. So if you want to create multiple content types, so you need to go to structure and add different content types, so that you can add content to those content types. So for example, this article is a content type, so you can go here, click on this article, and you can add like my first content. So you can here add here like, hello, this is my first content. You can add an image file to it or not. So click on, so here you have basically the default settings like menu. You can provide a menu link so that it will show in the navigation bar, or else like revision, you can create multiple revisions of content, so that in future, so this has the revisioning system. So in future, if you want to go back to the previous revision you have, so you can click on the edit page and just revert back to the previous revision of the content. So you have URL alias, you can give here the user friendly URL. So these are the comment settings. So you can open a comment to an article or not, so this depends on you. So the authoring information, so this is authored by whom, so it might be admin, or you want to add any other user, so this can be done. Publishing option, so this is published. So by default, if you want to be published to the front page, I mean the content which are in published state, so they will be visible. So if you uncheck this, so this won't be visible to the end user. So if you click on save, so this will be promoted to your front page. So your home page will have this content. So if you click on this, so this is the home page. So you can see here my first content. Hello, this is my first content submitted by admin on this. So you can create a multiple, you can create a view which will display all those things. So this will talk later in my next videos. The basic configurations are like the site information. So if you want to change the name of your site, so you can change it over here. If you want to add any slogan, you can add it. Email address, front page, so default front page, you can give the node ID. So if you have any specific page, so which you want it to be the home page of your site, so you can add it over here. For example, the node 123 is a home page you want to make, so you can add it and save it. So this will work. So by default, it has Drupal has some access denied pages, but if you want to have some specific page, so which will have a set of items like some icons over there, or some images which will display like access denied to this page, or page not found. So this will, what this will do is like, this will override the default Drupal access denied pages and page not found pages. So click on save, so this will save immediately. And apart from that, in the configuration page, you have uh, this file system. So this is one of the important things which you want to learn in the basics of Drupal. Sorry. So this is like the public file system, the private file system. So this is the path where the files uploaded by you will be stored by default. So if you want to have any specific directory, so you can add it over here. So this is the temporary. So by default, it goes to Windows 10. So if you have a Linux system, so it depends /var /etc/temp, something kind of. So private system path, so you can store your files in the private system, so that it cannot be accessed in the browser. So this means that, so if you copy this and add it over here, and if you have a file, suppose abc.jpg, So this file is there, so this can be accessed through the browser. So this can be done. So please be careful to override this path. And let's go to the configuration again. So this is the performance page. So Drupal, the main concern about Drupal is people are saying Drupal is slow. So what it does, like, it caches most of the pages. So like, for example, your home page is displayed. So you have content like my name is Nishit, and later on you have a different content like my name is Nishit Ranjan. So you want that to be overwritten in the home page. But what happens most of the time is page gets cached and gets stored in the database. And while the user tries to hit the URL, so what it does is, like, it retrieves the complete HTML of the page from the database and shows in the browser. So it doesn't go to the content and verify like the content is modified or not. So it doesn't do that. So in that case, what you need to do is, like, you need to clear the cache over here. So clearing the cache will remove it from the database, and when you try to load the home page, so you will get the new content. So here we go for the logging and errors. So this is a setting in Drupal. So where you want, for example, if you're working on a module, or you installed a module and you have some errors, but you are not able to verify what the error is. So you can click on this all messages and save configuration. So by default, it will show you what the error is. But normally in production sites, we disable it because we don't want our end user to view those error messages. So this reports, we have a reports page, so where you get the recent log messages, like, for example, we so I have added this first content, so it was added by whom. So this is basically a reporting system, so which will show the admin or the um, you know or any admin role users to uh, to go and audit, like, who has modified any content, who has added any content, or what the error is, or the error comes from which module, so they can verify it. So this is the modules page, so where you can see all the default module, the installed modules. So you can see here, like, these are the core modules which are installed. So basically we haven't installed any contributed as of now, so this will view only the core modules. So here, from here itself, you can go and configure it in the backend. So this is one of the important things. If you go to configuration, if you go to clean URLs, so what this does is, like, if you disable this one, so you will get the URLs like this, and example.com question mark u, so it doesn't look user friendly and the user gets confused. So instead of that, so if you enable this one, so it will remove the question mark q and will add the argument instead of that. So this is like a user friendly URL, and it looks good to see, and it is not even complicated as, like, because see here it is like one argument, so you can have multiple arguments. So instead of using this one, so if you have user slash login, so that looks better than this. So you have a help page. So what this help page does is, like, the modules installed in your system, in your site, so this will view, this will help you get information on those modules. So how it can be, how to configure it, so how we can create a new block. So these are the basically help, that this page is providing information about those modules and how can we use that. So this appearance tab is like the theme settings of the site. So it will show you like the enable themes, so you can go there and click on settings. You can modify any settings. If you want the top header bar to be some different colors, you can modify that as well here on the fly. So you can enable the logo, you can disable it, so you can add your own logo as well. Use the default logo. If you uncheck it, it will ask you to upload your own logo, so you can do it here itself. So the people's tab over here, so these are the list of users available in your site. So you can add, different roles to them, or you can add different permissions to those users based on the roles. They can add or edit any content, delete any content, or unblock or block any users or delete any users. So they can do multiple functionalities over here based on the permissions provided to them. So by default, the structure tab has four things: blocks, content types, menus, and taxonomy. So earlier I talked about the content types, right? So by default, Drupal has article and basics. So you can create a content type of your own. Like for example, we want a content type known as news. So you can add different fields to that news content type. And when you go to when I click on add content, so the news content type will be displayed, and you can add content based on the news content type. So or else, like, you can, so if you go to the article, click on manage fields. If you want to add any new field over there, like categories, so the article will be based on different categories, or not. So you can add a new field, you can add any new image field. So these has the default settings, like it can be a text field, it can be image field, or it can be a text area. You can and so for example, if I go to list text, so it might be a checkbox or a select box. So you can add any HTML element, based on the settings. You need not to write a single piece of code for this. So this will be done on the fly. So this manage display tab over here, so it lets you know, like, what all, how your page will be visible. So it might be the image style, it might be the body, the tags. If you want this to be hidden, you can hide it from here. And if you want the image to be displayed in any other styles, like the thumbnail or medium size, so you can modify it from the here. So this is the, the introduction, of Drupal. So how the basic installation is. So moving forward in my next videos, I'll let you know how to get deeper. So I will go deeper by deeper. Then will come, developing custom modules or custom themes, and how Drupal works in the background. So if you like my video, please subscribe it, and we'll both be benefited. I'll increase my skills, I'll practice it, and you will get to know about all those informations which are not available frequently in other sites. Thank you very much.